This is the 12th chapter of Indian Polity Revision series, that is Federal System. Before we move ahead, let us understand what exactly is federalism. NCERT says that federalism is like a rainbow, where each color is separate, yet together they make a harmonious pattern. Now, governments can be classified as either unitary or federal in general based on the relationship between the national government and regional government. In a unitary government, all powers are held by the national government, while in a federal government, powers are divided between the national and regional governments. Countries like Britain, France, and Japan have unitary governments, while the United States, Canada, and Australia they have federal governments. The term federation refers to a political system formed through a treaty or agreement between different units, which may be called states. These units may be called as states, cantons, provinces, or republics. The different units within federation can be referred by various names with reference to countries. For example, in US they are called as states, cantons in Switzerland, provinces in Canada, or republics in Russia. In India we call them as states. Now let us understand difference between unitary government and federal government. Federal government has a dual government system with a written constitution, a division of powers between national and regional government, a supreme constitution, a rigid constitution, an independent judiciary, and a bicameral legislature. Whereas a unitary government has a single government system with no division of powers between center and the states. Constitution can be either written or unwritten. Also, the constitution can be flexible or rigid one. In Britain, which is also a unitary government, the constitution is flexible. Whereas France, which is also a unitary form of government, has a rigid constitution. And judiciary can also be either independent or non-independent. Even the legislature, it can be unicameral or bicameral legislature. The country like China has unicameral legislature and country like Britain has bicameral legislature. Now, with all that being said, let us move to India. What is unique about Indian Federation? See, a federation can be formed through integration or disintegration. In integration, weak states come together to form a strong nation. Example is USA. States of USA are coming together states. In India, India adopted a federal system due to its large size and diversity. Also, Constitution cautiously uses the word union of states instead of federation of states to emphasize indestructibility of union but destructibility of states. It means that in India, states are not coming together states, rather Indian states are holding together states. States do not have the right to secede from the union. That means they cannot break away from the Indian Union. India is indestructible union of a destructible states. But in USA, states have right to secede from the federation. Now that is the difference. The Indian federal system is based on the Canadian model, which establishes a strong central government with more power than the states. Now, what are the federal features of the Constitution of India? Number 1, dual polity. Union at the center, states at the periphery, with sovereign powers. The union government deals with matters of national importance like defense, foreign affairs, currency, communication, and so on. ये सब यूनियन गवर्नमेंट के हाथ में होता है. The state governments, on the other hand, look after the matters of regional and local importance like public order, agriculture, health, local government, and so on. Next, written constitution. In general, in federal government, constitutions are written. Now, Indian constitution is lengthiest in the world because it specifies structure, organization, powers, and functions of center and states. Now, why write such provisions in case of federal government? Because it avoids misunderstanding and disagreement between the central government and state government. So it is necessary that provisions are written so that center government cannot overpower the state governments arbitrarily. That is why in federal government, usually you will find written constitution, and Indian constitution is also a written constitution. Now, third federal feature of Constitution of India is division of powers. There is division of powers with reference to legislature between union list, state list, concurrent list in the 7th schedule. Central government makes the laws on subjects mentioned in union list and state government makes laws on subjects mentioned in state list. Next is supremacy of the constitution. Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Laws enacted by the center and states must conform to constitution. Now there is also provision of judicial review by Supreme Court and High Court, by which Supreme Court can hold any law unconstitutional if it violates fundamental features of Indian Constitution. Now the next federal feature of Indian Constitution is that Indian Constitution is a rigid constitution. Some provisions in Indian constitutions are rigid to amend, especially if the provisions are related to federal structures. Then they are to be amended by a joint action of a center and the states. ये हमने amendment वाले chapter में पढ़ा था. With special majority of parliament and approval of half of the state legislature, if any provision is trying to amend the relationship between the center and the states, then it has to be passed by special majority and consent of half of the states under Article 368. So that makes Indian constitutions, some part of Indian constitution, rigid. Now next is independent judiciary. See, Supreme Court protects the supremacy of the constitution via judicial review and settles disputes between the center and the states. Now the independence of the judiciary is ensured with measures like the security of tenure and fixed services conditions of judges. So that makes Indian judiciary an independent judiciary. Now also there is provision of bicameralism. Rajya Sabha represents the states, Lok Sabha represents the people. So even states are represented in union legislature. This is also one federal feature which is there in Indian Constitution. Now let us discuss unitary features of Indian Constitutions. Now unitary features are like strong center, states not indestructible, that means states are destructible, single constitution, the flexibility of the constitution, no equality of state representation, emergency provisions, single citizenship, integrated judiciary, all India services, integrated audit machinery, parliament's authority over state list, appointment of governors by central government, integrated election machinery. All this makes the Indian Constitution a unitary constitution. Now let us discuss this feature in bit detail. Strong center. See, the Indian Constitution favors the center and gives it more power than the states. Let us understand how. See, states are destructible. Unlike other federations, the states in India have no right to territorial integrity and can be changed single-handedly by simple majority in parliament. Also, there is single constitution. That is, there is no separate constitutions for states. In USA, even states have their separate constitutions. The states in India cannot create their own constitution and separate themselves from the center. Also, the flexibility of the constitutions is also a unitary feature of Indian Constitution. Some provision of the Constitution of India can be amended by single-handedly by the Parliament. Unilateral action of the Parliament, either by simple majority, also by special majority, but no consent of states is required in that case. Like features like fundamental rights, directive principles, these principles can be amended by union legislature. There is no need to take consent from the states. No equality of state representation. Now representation in the Rajya Sabha is based on population, unlike the American Senate. In American Senate, every state has equal number of representatives irrespective of their size or population. But in India, representation in Rajya Sabha is based on population. Now emergency provisions. The Constitution stipulates 3 types of emergencies that can convert the federal structure of Indian government or Indian Constitution into unitary government without a formal amendment of the Constitution. We will discuss emergency provisions in detail when we will do chapter of emergency. Now next is single citizenship. The Constitution of India has a system of single citizenship for all citizens in the country. There is no provision for dual citizenship. That means you are citizen of India and India only. You are not citizen of your state and then of India. Or you are not only citizen of your state. There is no such thing as state citizenship. You are citizen of India and India only. Now next is integrated judiciary. See, even if our judiciary is independent, the Constitution has provided for integrated judicial system. That means judiciary all over India enforces the same laws, that is central as well as state laws. Also all India services. India has all India services that are common to both center and the states. Integrated audit machinery. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India audits the accounts of both the central government as well as the state's government. Also, the parliament's authority over state list. The parliament can legislate on any subject of the state list if the Rajya Sabha passes by a resolution to that effect in the national interest. अगर राज्य सभा को लगा कि national interest में there is need of law for a particular state and it passes that by resolution, then the parliament can legislate on that subject mentioned in state list. See, we learned that union and state have different list and parliament makes laws on subjects mentioned in union list and state makes laws on state list. But if Rajya Sabha passes by a resolution that there is a need of law for national interest, then it can pass a resolution and then parliament can make law on subject mentioned in state list also. Now, appointment of governor. The governor, who is the head of the state, is appointed by the president and acts as an agent of the center. And this governor has a lot of discretionary powers about which we will learn in chapter of governor. Now, next is integrated election machinery. The election commission conducts election to both the central and state legislature and is constituted by the president, who is the head of the union executive and acts as per advice of council of ministers and without any input from the states. So what do you think? Is Indian constitution unitary or federal? Actually, it is none. It is neither unitary nor federal. In fact, it is quasi-federal. That means, according to constitutional experts, it appears to be federal. In reality, it has unitary bias. In normal time, it can act as a federal system, and in extraordinary situations, it can switch to unitary form. I think this much is enough from this chapter. I hope you like this video. If you have any doubt, please comment below in comment section. I will try to resolve your query there and there only. If you want these notes in PDF format, please visit indiashastra.com. You can also follow the link given below in description to get free notes. Next time we will have another video on another chapter. So bye bye till then. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.